Well, hello everybody, and welcome to our latest webinar from BlueBridge One about SmartShip. Uh, my name's Neil Rose, and I'm a product consultant here at BlueBridge One, and I work on our range of suite apps, of which SmartShip is one, and this is in fact, the fourth of these webinars that we've had. So what we'll be doing today is I'll be showing you how SmartShip works and having a look particularly at the bulk processing feature that we have in SmartShip, and seeing how you can use that to drive efficiency in your business. The session will last 30 minutes, and there'll be some time at the end for any questions. So if you have a question, then please post that in the webinar. And there's a button, a QA button, in the top left-hand screen. So if you click on that, and you'll be able to post the question, and we'll pick those up at the end. If we run out of time, then we'll follow up with you directly with any questions we're not able to answer. So just a little bit first about us at BlueBridge One. For those of you who don't know us, we're a long-established NetSuite partner in the EMEA region. Been going now for 19 years. And we've worked with many customers over that time, and we also have a range of awards and accreditations from NetSuite, including the 5-star Partner Award, which we've achieved for the last 7 consecutive years, and we're the only partner in the EMEA region to have achieved that. We're also have an experienced development team who developed SmartShip, and we're part of the Suite Cloud Developer Network, and also specifically relevant to SmartShip. SmartShip holds the Built for NetSuite accreditation, which we have to renew that twice a year with NetSuite for each new release of NetSuite, to ensure that it's fully compatible, and you can be confident that it will work smoothly in your NetSuite account. So just a little bit about SmartShip now. So it's a suite app that you'd install into your NetSuite system via a bundle, and it connects your NetSuite account to your shippers' systems. To enable you to automatically print labels, also any forms you need to print alongside the labels, just with the click of a button. And it also saves tracking data into NetSuite for you on the appropriate records. So that's very easy to get hold of. It also handles customs clearance, so there's no need with once we're using SmartShip to print off things like hard copies of commercial invoices, because our integrations with the shippers handle that for you automatically. So that can really smooth that process. It works with all the major carriers in the UK and the EU, and we'll show you those in a moment. And it also has some quite powerful service selection rule features that can automate the selection of a carrier and a service if you're using multiple carriers and services. So again, another very useful feature to save time, money, and also eliminate errors. In terms of our customers, SmartShip has been going now for nearly 5 years, and we've now got over 100 user licenses out there, used by a very diverse range of businesses, both B2B and B2C. And SmartShip's handling tens of thousands of shipments a day now. And in fact, some of our customers just individually are doing sort of over 1,000 shipments a day using SmartShip. So it's very, very well used and very stable and robust. If you want to find out a little bit more about how some of our customers use SmartShip, then please let us know, and we'll happily share some case studies we have. So if you'd like to receive any of those, again, please post a question in via the QA button in the top left of the webinar screen, and we'll get those over to you. So in terms of the shippers who we integrate with, we have 2 types of integration. We have direct integrations with the shippers who are listed there, and this is a growing list. Towards the end of last year, we added DX and the pallet network TPN to this list, and we're actually now working on integration with Hermes. So that that should be coming out in the near future. So those are direct integrations straight into the systems of those shippers. So again, no need to do any manual data entry. We also have another kind of integration with two other services, which are Ship Theory and GFS. GFS stands for Global Freight Solutions, and they're shipping aggregators, and they actually provide access to a range of other shippers who are listed there. And so there's some quite sort of niche players there, but also some very familiar names like Royal Mail and Yodel. So if you had an account with Ship Theory or GFS, then you'll be able to use SmartShip to connect to one or more of those shippers listed there. So overall, a very wide range of shipping carriers that SmartShip works with. Just in terms of the benefits, the key benefit really is the ability to save quite significant amounts of time to produce your shipping labels and book your bookings on with your shippers. So if you're having to currently manually enter data into a shipper's portal, either sort of directly typing it in, or perhaps copying and pasting it from a record in NetSuite, we think on average that's going to take you about 3 minutes per shipment, but it can vary quite wildly depending on the complexity of the booking. But as a rough average, about 3 minutes. And with SmartShip, we get that down again on average to about 4 seconds. So depending on the number of shipments you're making, the number of bookings you're making a day, there's some really very significant time that can be saved there, and that can obviously be enable you to deploy staff elsewhere in your business, or it could be actually a real cost saving you can realize. And clearly, because we're getting rid of that need to enter data into a shipper system which was already in NetSuite, that risk of errors by double data entry is eliminated. And as I mentioned earlier, you can print any export documents you need as well with the labels, although, as I say, SmartShip supports paperless exporting, so actually there's no need to print things like commercial invoices, but there might be other documents like packing slips or delivery notes that you want to print. Again, SmartShip will facilitate that. And just finally, the thing we'll sort of look at in a moment is the bulk processing option. So again, if you're doing large volumes of shipments, then you can process those essentially with a click of one button to streamline the process even further. So let's have a look at what it does. So I'm just going to just exit this presentation and go to a NetSuite test account that we've got. And what I'm going to do first is just show you because SmartShip, you can use SmartShip in one of two ways. There's the bulk processing, which we'll come on to in a moment, but you can also process transactions individually. And I'll just show you how that works first, so I can explain some of the processing that SmartShip does. Then we'll move on to the bulk process. So I've got here a fairly basic sales order I created earlier this morning, a fairly standard form here, and it's just for a couple of items. And if I go to the shipping tab, it's going to an address in the UK. So a fairly sort of basic sales order. So I'll just fulfill the sales order now and open the fulfillment screen. And again, a very standard fulfillment screen, really apart from this button here, this Save and SmartShip button. So that button is added in by the bundle when you install SmartShip. And if I now go to the shipping tab, then again, we can see the address again. And then down here, we've got some fields that are also added in by the bundle that are relevant to SmartShip. So we can see the SmartShip service. In this case, it's a DPD UK service, the total weight and the package count. So again, if these actually can be edited at this stage. So if the weight's not right, you can manually edit that there. You can also potentially change the service here depending on how you've set things up. And I'll just show you actually what the rules can do, these service selection rules. So we've got an address here for the UK. If I change this address, so this customer has several delivery addresses. Let's say go to the Netherlands. then this will change the shipping service there to, it's still a DPD service, but this time it's an EU, a European service. And that's the SmartShip rules, looking at the delivery address there and selecting the appropriate service. And I'll just change it to a non-EU address, say Switzerland. And this will now go to, in fact, in this case, for FedEx. So I've set rules up here to use a combination of FedEx and DPD for this customer, depending on the particular delivery address. And so that's all automated for you in the background. So you don't have to manually sort of select this on the item fulfillment. But I'll just change that back to the UK. And we'll see that switch again to the UK service. And now I'll just click the Save and SmartShip button. So this is now going to book this shipment on with DPD, and it's going to print a label. I'll have the label image will actually appear on the screen so you can see it. And there's the label, and I've also set it up to print a packing slip as well. So there's the packing slip. So that packing slip will just automatically print out on your form printer, no intervention required. And likewise, the label will automatically print on your label printer, again, without you having to do anything to make that happen. No sort of Control P and OK. That will just happen automatically. And if we now go back to the fulfillment, if we go to the shipping tab, we'll now see that we also have the tracking link here. So that's now been saved here. So that's a direct link to DPD's tracking site. That's also saved on the sales order that is linked to this fulfillment. So again, you've got data there. If you're getting inquiries, for example, from your customers to ask where their goods are, it's very quick. You can very quickly get to the data from the shipper to find out what's going on. And I know some of our customers actually send emails out to their customer when items are shipped and include that data, those links in their email templates. So that's a very useful feature. So that's sort of in its basic form how SmartShip works on an individual transaction. As I say, if you're doing large quantities, then although obviously there's a good saving of time here, if we're not having to enter all this data for this shipment into DPD's system, but if you're doing sort of many hundreds of shipments a day, there's still obviously an element of time that's going to be required to process that. So this is where the bulk processing feature can be really useful. So I'll just close those two images, and then what I've done, I've created some, again earlier today, created some sales orders, which I've actually already created fulfillments for using NetSuite's built-in fulfillment tool. So and then I'm logged in this test account as an administrator. So in this role, it's under transactions, order management, fulfill sales orders. So I'll just open that screen. So this is a built-in NetSuite screen. So you'll already have this in your account. And we get this list here of, as I say, loads and loads of sales orders that can be fulfilled. And what we've done, we've created a very similar looking screen in SmartShip to actually do the booking with the shipper. So it's also under the transactions menu, and it's a SmartShip, and it's called Process SmartShip Shipments. And so it'll be a very similar look and feel to that built-in NetSuite screen. So again, we've got a range of filters up here in the top part of this screen, and then that determines then a list of transactions that you can then process. So again, a pretty long list here of fulfillments which they're now ready to ship and book on with the shipper. And in fact, if I wanted to, I could do all of this lot in one go. I just click mark all and then process, and that would book all of them on with the shipper, essentially in one process. I'll just explain a little bit more about how this screen is structured, because this is quite actually customizable. So we provide sort of a basic version of this with the bundle, but you can edit the view here. So this display here of the transactions is driven from a saved search. So and you can edit that search. So in this one here, I'm not really interested in the city, so I'm actually going to take that out of this view. So just on this tab, I've actually got the saved search open. which we use, and I'll just go to the results tab, and I'll just remove that line there for the shipping city because it's just irrelevant. It's just taking up room and cluttering the screen. So I'll remove that. Just before I save it, I'll just mention that I've added in actually a couple of additional filters onto this screen again, which aren't in sort of the default version, and those are these two filters here. So I put a customer filter and a country filter. So if I click on the customer, then it lists here the customers that are on this screen in this column here. So if I wanted just to home in on one of them, I'd select that there. And also the country. So there's a few different countries these shipments are destined for. So again, I can, if I want to focus on a particular country, I could select those, and I've added those in, and I've done that on this saved search simply by prefixing the custom label with an asterisk, and that will cause it to then appear on this screen as a filter. And so you can do that. You can actually use your own custom fields as well if you've got particular use cases that aren't covered by the sort of the pre-built filters. So I'll just save this now, just to remove that city from the view. So I'll just reload this page, and we'll see now the city's gone from this list. So again, I can say remove columns, or I can add columns in, or I could reorder them in a different sequence. So this is a very flexible tool. So what I'm going to do now, I'm actually now going to process some of these shipments. So rather than do them all, because it does take a little while, I'll just do the first three just to show you how it works. So I'll just select those, and as we can see here, these are actually there's one of these is going with DHL. One is going with FedEx, and one is going with DPD. So again, you can that's perfectly fine to sort of mix and match the shippers if you're using more than one shipper, so you can filter that down however you want to do it. But I'm quite happy with that. We've got one going to the UK, one to Switzerland, one to Netherlands. And again, if I wanted to change that, I could potentially change the shipping service on this screen, and also I can change the weight as well. So again, if that weight isn't right, I can do that on this screen as well without having to go directly into the item fulfillment record. So I'll now click process. And what's going to happen now is it's going to perform essentially the same process we saw a few minutes ago with that individual transaction. And this time it's now going to book all of these shipments on one after the other with, say, with DPD, DHL, and FedEx. And there's the label. So there's the DPD label. There's the FedEx label, and there's the DHL label. So again, they will all just automatically come out on your printers. And as I say, in a more realistic scenario, you'd be doing more than 3. You'd be doing perhaps 20 or 30 at a time. Whatever sort of is the optimum sort of batch of transactions for you in your business. So that's the process. So again, that I think is a really useful tool if if you are doing large quantities of shipments. And I think with the flexibility of these filters, then rather than having, say, what I've got here is a pretty random selection of transactions, that you can order those and process them in a very sort of very controlled way. So in terms of the costs, the SmartShip license is $899 per shipper per year. The slight variation we have on that is if you have shippers and integrations with GFS or Ship Theory. So with those, the first license is $899, and any subsequent license with Ship Theory or GFS are then $699. So if you, for example, were using Ship Theory with SmartShip for Royal Mail and Yodel, for example, then that would be one lot of $899 and one lot of $699. We offer an optional setup service of £500 per shipper, where we manage that process for you and work with you to essentially to accelerate the setup, test, and go live of SmartShip. And usually we'd say allow sort of 2 weeks for that process from start to finish if you're using the managed setup service. So there is the option to do it yourself based on our documentation, which is very comprehensive, but we'd recommend the managed setup for speed and efficiency. So that's the end of the demo. Just has anyone got any questions? So I'll just look at the see what we've got. And I think actually there's a couple of questions. I think we've actually already answered them. There's one about editing information on the item fulfillment. I'll just go back. So I'll just go back to the if I get on the right screen, to the SmartShip account. So yeah, I think we did cover this, but just to reiterate that these these fields here are editable. So in terms of the SmartShip service, the weight and the package count, you can edit those at the fulfillment level. And then the second one we also covered actually, which is about is it possible to ship to make bookings with more than one shipper using the bulk process? And that's yes, you certainly can. Yeah, which is what I demonstrated a moment ago with with DHL there, FedEx there, and DPD. You can depending on what your setup in terms of the shippers and the services you use, and that's you can really sort of do that in any combination again that's right for you in terms of what's the best process in your business. Okay, so I'll just wait. That's all the questions. So if anyone else has got any, if you could post them now, I'll pick them up. We'll just give it a couple of minutes, and then we'll wrap up. Just while we're waiting. Sorry, wrong one. In terms of contacting us, if there's anything you want to know, then please visit our website and let us know. If you wanted, for example, to have a detailed demo of SmartShip in terms of how it could work for your business, we'd be very glad to do that. So please visit our website and contact us via that route. Okay, I think that's it. So I think we've covered all the questions now. So we'll wrap up at that point. We'll say we'll be if anyone's interested in the recording of this, so this has been recorded, this webinar. So again, we're happy to share the recording with you. Please contact us through our website to do that. And then we'll be holding another one of these events in a couple of months' time, and I look forward to seeing you there. So thanks very much, everybody.